Hello, this is Sonya Wallace from Sonya's Quilts and Embroidery, and today we're going to make this fabric Easter basket. The tutorial will not cover the applique on the front. You can, if you have an embroidery machine, you can do this. I would do it first before I constructed the bag. That's totally up to you, but it works. To me, it's easier to work with a single layer of fabric than it is to try to go through all layers. And but if you don't have an embroidery machine, there are other ways to embellish these. You can use Rick-Rack, which Rick-Rack would look good by itself. I love Rick-Rack. It reminds me of aprons that my grandmother used to wear, back when ladies used to wear aprons. They used to dress up to cook, I think. Now they don't. They come in, take off their good clothes and put on a t-shirt or a sweatshirt and pajama pants and cook, but used to, women were dressed up to cook. So they wore an apron all day, and they used the Rick-Rack as an embellishment on aprons. And it would also look cute with the embroidery. But today I'm going to show how to construct the bag. Once you learn how to construct this basket, you can do anything you want to it. You can put a name on it. You can put any kind of, you can bling it. I mean, you can do anything you want to do to this basket. But my lesson today is how to construct this bag. It's very simple. You could do several in one day. You can do one for every one of your grandchildren or your neighborhood children, whoever, you could make several of these in one day once you understand how they are constructed. Very simple to do. And I'm sorry if you can hear my air conditioner. It's unseasonably warm in Alabama today. Has been for about several days, probably at least a week or more. It's been in the 70s, and tomorrow's going to be in the 40s. So that means it's going to be a storm sometime between now and the morning, so that cold front can come through. First of all, in making this bag, I'm going to show you how to make a pattern. This pattern can be used to make this basket wider. It can be used to make it taller. This pattern can be used to make a tote bag or a purse or any size bag that you want. Now, of course, with a purse, you would put handles on the sides and not on the ends. But you can put short handles and long handles. You can put a closure for a purse. You can put a zipper. I don't use zippers, but you could do anything you want to once you learn how to actually construct the bag. Let me set this one aside and I will show you how I make a pattern. First of all, I've got thousands of yards of fabric here, and occasionally I come across a piece of fabric that I do not like. So, and I would, why am I blurry? Okay, continue on. I got this fabric. Somebody brought it to me to quilt their quilt, and it's got a lot of polyester. It's really stiff, and I just refused to use it on their quilt, and I replaced it with 100% cotton. And this is laying aside, and I will never use it for anything. Maybe a lining on something or something like that. But I use stuff like this to perfect my pattern. So first of all, I made a pattern, and I made my gussets too big. And this is not it. I just had it. Oh, here it is. I made my gussets too big, and it made the basket naturally want to stand this way with a seam in the front and the back, which would not work. So that meant I cut the gussets too big. I wanted more square bottom. So the second one I did, changed my pattern, and I made my gussets at the bottom, my box corners, I made them smaller. So I stood it up, I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, I like that size. But it was taller than this. So I went back to the cutting table and I cut an inch off of this basket, and it made the perfect height for what I wanted to do. So how to make a pattern? I use anything. I have poster board patterns I've made. I use everything. I don't care to use, I don't particularly care for newspaper and paper patterns. I like something that's got a little more substance to it. And this is Tearaway Stabilizer. Comes 12 inches wide, 50 yards long, and that's what I buy, 50 yards at a time. And I think I've got 3 rolls here somewhere. I cut off a 12.5-inch piece for the length of it, kept it at 12 inches, and that was when I realized the bag was too tall. So I cut a 1/2 inch off the pattern and made it the right height. Wow, I'm hoarse and now I'm squeaking. And so it's 12.5 inches wide and it's 11.5 inches long. And then you'll want to cut out 3-inch boxes, squares, out of each side. And you can do that by measuring 3 inches in and 3 inches down and cutting, or you can take a separate piece of paper and cut you a 3-inch square and lay it on here and cut around it. And as long as you have the same size boxes on each side. Then decide on your fabrics. I decided to do this one on with denim. I have a lot of denim. Got it at a really good price, and I wanted to make one with denim. And so before I started this, and I love to do the tutorials, they take a lot of prep work. A lot of prep work. You have to make what you're going to, you have to show what you're going to make, and then you have to make what you're going to make, and it's just a lot of prep work. I was out in the shop last night till midnight getting this together. But anyway, today we're going to do, I want to do a little boy one, and I want to use denim. So I've put a little baseball glove on this. No significance to anybody that I know. I just thought it would be cute to put on the denim. And so I put the baseball glove on here. And now I'm going to show you how to cut these. You'll need 2 outer pieces. You'll need 2 inside pieces, lining pieces. And you will need 1 handle that is 4 inches by 16 inches. Okay, first let's do the handle. Let me show you how to do the handle. I have finger pressed this a little bit and folded it in half because it's on the basket that I showed you, the one I did last night. I actually cut a piece of quilt batting the same width as the handle, 4 inches by 16 inches, and I folded the quilt batting in with the fabric because this is a lightweight quilting fabric or garment fabric, 100% cotton garment fabric, and so it was too flimsy. So I needed to put something in it to give it some substance, so I used quilt batting, and I measured the same as the handle and just folded it in with the making of the handle. So I'm going to take the handle and fold it long ways in half, and then you can fold it in again from each edge, fold it in to the center press mark. It's easy to see. And just fold it in to the press mark, and then take the other side and fold it in. Now if I was not doing this video, I would just fold it and stick it on the needle and go, but I want to make it easy for you to follow along and easy to make this and not get frustrated. Okay, very important on making a handle, and I learned this after years of frustrations. The way to make a handle, the top stitch on a handle, look better, and I'm going to use a white thread on this because it's what's on my machine, but you could change, it would look really good with using a red thread on this top stitch. But set your stitch length, and my needle is unthreaded. Set your stitch length as long as it, just about as long as it will go to do top stitching. That just makes your top stitching look so much better. And put on your needle, no need to back stitch, and follow along the edge, very outside edge of your strap. And then I'll just pick it up and turn and go down the other side. Cut your threads. Always good to cut your threads as you go. It keeps your projects very neat. And there you have a top stitched handle to lay aside, and it's ready to go. Take your lining fabric, line at the sides, and we're going to back stitch on this. Back stitch and sew down just a couple of inches and back stitch again. Then we will go to the bottom about a couple of inches from the bottom, back stitch, go to the end and back stitch again. And that's the only side we're going to do that on. We're going to leave a hole, an opening in this bag, and it's the opening is about 4 inches. Sew down the other side. And then sew across the bottom. And then the way we close up our bottom, this is a box bottom or a gusset, is we take and we line up the bottom, the bottom seam. This is the bottom seam of our bag. This is the bottom of our bag, and the side seam, and sew it. And I would back stitch on it at the beginning and the end. Okay, let me show you how to line that up again. We're taking the bottom of the bag and the side seam of the bag. Hope you can see that. And we're going to sew it together. And then you will have a boxed cornered lining for your Easter basket. Turn it right side out. And there we have it. And we have this side, we have our 4-inch hole in the side seam. Next, we will take our outside, put right sides together, line them up, and we're not going to leave a hole in this one. We're going to sew it up completely up on both sides and the bottom. And we're going to make our boxed bottoms the same, matching the side seam and the bottom seam. And this is denim. It's a heavier weight fabric. I would back stitch on it just to give it a little bit more strength. And there we have it. We have our outside of our basket. Push out all the corners in the bottom. And we now have the more square bottom that I wanted to start with. And there is outside, and it's freestanding because this is denim. This is a heavyweight fabric. I got a really good deal on this denim. It's flat fold. I got it at a textile, like a closeout type store that's no longer in business. The man fell into bad health and they had to shut it down. But before it closed, they had, and I bought 25 yards of this for like $50. It is the very nice denim. I use it for stockings. I use it for a lot of different things, and Easter baskets. But we have the outside done. Very simple. All that was very, very simple. Now we're going to attach the handle to, if I figure out what I've done with, oh, it's on my lap. We're going to attach the handle. Attaching the handle, we're going to put it right over in the middle of the side seam on the outer part of the basket. Now you can pin this. I don't use a lot of pins in my sewing. I've been sewing for 40 years. I learn something new every day. Every day is a lesson in something. Somebody teaches me a better way to do something, and I'm not saying that I'm an expert in anything, but I just don't use a lot of pins. And then I bring it around the bottom of the bag, just around like this, to keep it out of the way, and meet up with the other side seam, like so. Stick it under the machine. Now, some people I have seen make bags and different things like that, and they will pin this and then put their lining on. And I don't do that. I just tack my handles on, and that way we're pin free. We don't have to worry about not running over a pin. So now we're going to take our lining and turn it back, wrong side out. Because in sewing, as most people know, we always put right sides together. So to get right sides together on a basket like this, we need to turn the lining inside out, and we're going to stick the basket down inside of the lining. So now we have right sides together. We have the lining and the denim, and I need to cut that string. And I'm using applique scissors to do that, because that just happens to be what is laying here. I don't care for these applique scissors. I prefer the spring-loaded that doesn't have the finger holes. These finger holes, to me, I'm left-handed, severely left-handed. So these finger holes are just very, very bothersome to me, and I like to use the spring-loaded applique scissors a lot more. Okay, so now we're going to match up these side seams, and we're going to have to eyeball this, because somebody put a handle right in the way. So we have to eyeball this side seam. So that's pretty close. Looks good to me. And we're going to go all the way around. Let's see if I can get you a better picture. Maybe that's okay. And we're going to just go all the way around. Close up the entire thing. Now, if you get, and for some reason your pieces, your lining and your top, your outside is not exactly the same, the way you can fix that is to take your handle off. If your outside is too big, your outside of the basket is too big for the lining, you can remove the handle, take a little extra in the side seam up, not much, just a little bit until it matches, and you can kind of hold it up and see if it matches before you reattach your handle. And then you would, oh, that was terrible. That was a terrible picture. But anyway, you can, before you attach your handle, put your, and just take your lining and your outside part of your bag and just hold it tight like this. And if they lay good together, then it's the right size. If you do it like this, and you can tell by looking at it if one is bigger than the other. Take up some in the side seam. You don't have to go back and recut. Just take a little bit up the side seam until you can do this, make it tight. When you do this and make it tight and they lay good together, you know you've got it the right. And if the lining is too big, you do the same thing to the lining till you get them the right size. And it's not going to make but a hair of difference in the size of your finished basket. Okay, so now we take our hole in our lining that we left, and we just turn everything right side out. Just like that. And then we're going to take our lining, once we've got it right side out, and this is not going to show because this is the lining of the basket, and just fold under the excess like so, and just sew it down, just top stitch it down. You could change your thread color if you want to, but I just used the white that I was already using. And take your lining and stick it down into your basket, and at this point you can go over to the iron and iron this top row, this top down really flat. And but I don't. I lick my fingers a lot, and just fix it, fold it, roll it down with your finger until you have it from this view you cannot see the lining sticking up. And I would start at the handle. Just start around at the handle. If anybody wants my DNA, all they have to do is buy one of my Easter baskets, obviously. And we're going to just go around the top part of this basket. I need a cameraman. Everybody's always too busy to help me. My daughter would do a very good job, but she don't want to help me. I would say what teenage daughter does want to help their mother, but she's not a teenager. She's 20 years old. And we're just going to top stitch around. And that way, that keeps the lining from coming out of the bag. It stays down nice and neat. Let's see if and there we have it, a little boy. And these obviously do better when they've got stuff in them. And after Easter, you can use it to keep Legos in. You can use it to put small toys in. My little grandson is a fanatic about cars, so he has probably 500 Hot Wheels. 500 I don't think will fit in there, but a lot would. And like I said, you can personalize this across the top, around the side, wherever that you would like to put the name. And you have a really cute Easter basket. Let me see. Let me take out this is a messy job, but let me take out this hot grass and put it in here. Give it a little body, which your Easter basket is going to have grass in it. And of course, it's like one of those swimming pools that it's collapsed on the sides until you put water in it. So that's basically the same principle. Got more stuff it's got in it, the better it's going to stand up. Anyway, there we have it. A little denim Easter basket for a boy or a girl. This you could dress up denim for a little girl really, really easily. I love working with denim. I also love working with canvas, just the natural canvas. I love working with that. So many things you can do with it. But anyway, here we have it. Oh, a tip I forgot to mention on the lightweight fabrics, like the pink polka dot. On the outer layer, I ironed a very, very lightweight interfacing to that to give it a little more substance. Now, these baskets are a lot easier to store than a traditional Easter basket, because without the grass in it, this one, now it still stands up, pretty well without the grass in it, but it's easy to store. Just fold it up, put it away until next year. It won't fall on your head when you open your closet, and just fold it away and save it till next year. And or you can put it on their dresser or their chest of drawers in the bedroom and put hair bows in it, or little toys. Little girls have little toys too. Put doll clothes in it. Whatever they want to tote around. Multi-use basket. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, I was a little disappointed on my camera on the sewing machine part, but I hope I explained it well enough for you, and maybe that I can talk somebody into helping me with the camera part. But I guess I just have to be patient until somebody wants to help me. But making these videos are and I'm very busy with my t-shirt quilts, and I'm behind on them, and I've been sick, and I do enjoy doing the videos, but I do a lot of prep work ahead of time. making sure that I've got everything right here so I don't have to get up and move around and get it. I make sure I've got everything here, go through a checklist, and I have about 6 takes before I have a one that I will publish. So I forget things, and I have the wrong things on my machine. I have to rearrange things. So making these videos are not, I've been in this one 25 minutes, but it's been 24 hours in the making. So thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you found this video useful, hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you'll be notified whenever I make a another video. And put a comment in and let me know if you liked the video, if you found it helpful, or how I can improve it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.